All right, hey folks, it's lunchtime here in Seattle, so I think we're gonna mess around with some Spelljammer 2024. Give me a second here to check my signal, make sure we're live and direct. I'll do some quick posts on the social media, let folks know that I'm up and running, and then we'll get techie. So checking in on my own here, looking for confirmation. Check. Yep, sounds like I'm good there. And let me grab the link here and drop that onto the interwebs so that we can announce our presence throughout the multiverse. And while I'm at it, I guess I'll just say, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And I've been focusing my attention on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition since 2017. I've been a freelance illustrator since 1999. I've been a DM since 1987. And I've been a Spelljammer enthusiast since the box set came out. I want to say that was in 1990. I want to say 92. 91 or 92, something like that. So we have one supplement that we published on the DMsGuild, Spelljammer Combat and Exploration. Give me a second while you can see it here on the multi-bundle. Here's the book cover. Let me fix my screen here real quick. Here you go. It's on the DMsGuild. Let's point you in that direction. Hold on here real quick. This is I'm on the X Twitter platform at Phil Kearney. If you're there as well, you can catch me here at Phil Kearney. Coupons, look-sees, role-playing options, illustrations that I've produced, and other notifications of whatever's are going on. Cheers if you want to join me there. Here on YouTube at Phil Kearney. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'm trying to climb to 500 subscribers. Maybe I'll be there at the end of the year with your help, maybe. And if I entertain and provide some interesting ideas, hopefully I'll earn your support. Here's the full playlist for the Warforged Kaiju and subclass ideas that we have for Spelljammer. The Warforged Machine, the full playlist of all the Spelljammer stuff is there. Here's a bunch of books I've already created on DMsGuild, including the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book that we'll probably be digging into today. If you click on the full preview here, you'll get a 107-page document, and as you can see here, this is also it's the full thing, 107 pages. So it also comes with like 130 ship, creature, NPC tokens, and maps for use with both Light of Zaraxis or your own campaigns. Just to toot my own horn here real quick. For example, we have a 25-page conversion guide. So we build these mechanics, alternate rules for Spelljammer using 5e. And then to demonstrate, here, let me zoom in on that to get rid of that weird line. What I decided to do when we built this was convert the entire Light of Zaraxis adventure into these mechanics so that if you use this supplement, the last 25 pages of it teaches you how to use them by running Light of Zaraxis using these mechanics. It has a walkthrough and step-by-step process of implementing all these mechanics. So if you run Light of Zaraxis using these mechanics, at the end of that adventure, you as a DM are well-versed enough and your team has had enough both ship, creature, and fleet combat to be able to know how it works, so you can move out of Light of Zaraxis into a broader Spelljammer campaign and be able to take these rules with you and be able to have a much more rich, rich environment or a more rich play experience with thorough rules than what were in the limited text that Wizards was able to put out in the book. They had to make a lot of concessions in that book, like no ship combat, very little information about how to explore space, how to build maps, how to create worlds. We have the random system generator and all the rules on how to use it and tips and advice on how to use these things and examples. So check the book out. Again, it's a free preview. If you think it's cool, consider picking it up. And so off of that, we have been building. Here's the Asteroid Eberron Spelljammer campaign that I'm running for my own team, where they run their own asteroid mining operation with their own Veritech War Golem defense force, their own hauler ships. They've got dwarves gnomes and warforged working rocks, digging out elements and minerals to then send off to a refinery to gain resources from, to grow their mine, to expand their territory, to hire better crews, to get better equipment and spells. Fun stuff. We had about 10 episodes we built that out. Here's the subclasses. When we were here last session, we dropped down into the fighter, where we gained access to ship weapon masteries. This is a subclass using the mechanics from our Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement. And so this is providing us with alternate class options for all 13 classes to implement these ideas. So the Artificer, and the Artificer basically can build and enhance siege weapons and support siege crews. The Barbarian, as a pilot, is able to use their raging ability to push the ship as a pilot further than what the ship would be able to do on its own. The Bard becomes a leader to lead siege crews and your ship crew to have your ship and weapons perform better through inspiration. The Fighter is as opposed to the Barbarian, a fighter pilot that can utilize weapon masteries on ship siege weapons when they're in command. So we spent last session basically building out the stack of masteries that would go with each type of grapple, each kind of siege machine, siege weapon, or ship weapon, either mounted weapons or siege weapons. They're all listed here. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 11 different weapon systems that like mangonels and ballistas and different ship rams and like giant claw machines. You can see them all here and the masteries that now go with them. That is separate from the Warforged Machines, which is basically creating and building mecha, humanoid mecha that can be at larger scales. You can climb into any kind of a war golem that's anywhere from 10 to 500 feet in size using the normal scaling mechanics that we already have implemented into the Spelljammer system. Here, this is just a deeper dive into action economy, equipment, and how to build a war golem, basically Gundam sort of Spelljammer capable mecha suit for characters to pilot. So here's our scaling by size, the costs of weapons, comparison for like the cost of a longsword, and the comparative scaling damage that you would see as a result of going from 5 to 500 feet. You can see here at the scale of 500 feet, the original Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book here provides, like, here's the rough breakdown of how stats work in ships of different size. And then you can see here, since we have weapons scaling like daggers, flails, maces, as like just actual gargantuan size equipment that your war mecha can pick up and basically clunk into giants and stuff. Large scale, like a 50-foot square of combat is the same as a 5-foot square. A 100-foot tall ogre at the 50-foot scale still sits inside of a 2x2 space on the grid. It's just a much bigger, each square on the grid is just now 10 times as big. So you can implement that mechanic at any scale, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100, any size square that you want that's universal, typically built off of the scale of the characters in the game. Since it's from your perspective as the players and the characters, you're almost always going to scale the world and the maps in their eyes so that they're the ones that are core neutral and set to the world, and it's the monsters that are weird within it. So you can set your scale of map at any size that you want. We have rules for doing that here in the book. But like a longsword is like a D8. So at the 5-foot scale, it'd be 1d8, and then you just using monster progression rules, 5, 10, 15, and then gargantuan at 20. Gargantuan is the cap in size. So we're seeing a shift in scale here from 5, 10, 15, 20. It goes up 1d, 1, 2, 3, 4dx, whatever the dice size it is. And then at the 50-foot scale, we're using 5dx. And in the case of a longsword being a d8, we see here that the rules that we have written already, a longsword, a mecha-sized longsword at the 50-foot scale, using the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement, it would be 5d8 damage just by default. So here, if we're talking about a longsword, it would also be 5d8, but we could be talking about a glaive, a two-handed polearm. At the 50-foot scale, that would be 5d10 damage that you're dealing, and it would have a 100-foot reach. So, because it's just scaling up with the size of the squares that we're working at. And then once we get into larger scale stuff, it just continues to scale up. 100-foot, like here's the scaling for the for ships in Spelljammer Combat Exploration, but the mecha are different. So like we could see like that glaive, for instance, it then becomes 60-10 at 170-10, 80-10, 90-10, and then 10d10 at the 500-foot scale. And then we could go to 5,000 feet, which is 1 mile, 10 miles, 100 miles. It just continues to scale up in this same linear curve through the different sizes. Just add on an extra 0 as needed. So let's see. Yeah, 100 times the size equals 10 times the damage. I know it's not linear math, but it works out in the end. So you could have something a mile in size dealing 100 dx damage. That actually curves out smoothly in the game. You can take a look at that in a future episode if you need, but I've played with that a lot in past episodes, and it's worked consistently in all the testing and games that we've ran. Scaling, 5-foot scale. The scale changes as the square moves. Power gear. But we're not focusing on the Warforged Machines right now. We're working on subclasses. So I'm still chewing on the fighter, just looking at updates. So at 3rd level, ship masteries, your combat prowess extends to your ship as a pilot. You can use any weapon masteries you know with the appropriate weapons wielded while piloting a Titan. Ship masteries, here you go. Titan, or while piloting a Titan, or a Titan, comma, craft, or vessel. Siege weapons, gain weapon masteries, as well as listed below. So like this would be a potential extra page that we're going to include in the Spelljammer Combat Exploration document. So I'm not necessarily I have a growing edit page here of stuff that I want to make changes to. So this is the hazard section. Let's go to the combat section here. Ship combat maps, movement, scaling, closing and increasing distance, changing scale, maneuvering at high speeds, movement options in combat, ship roles for your characters to take actions to command ships, pilots, ship support role, blending ship roles together, weapons and crew, siege weapons, ship melee weapons, ranged ship weapons. And we get through those, ammunition, and this would be page 36 plus 37. Add a page at the end with ammunition about siege weapon masteries from the subclasses supplement. Period. And this would be the right spot to put that. Let's see. Combat pilot maneuvers. In addition, select 3 pilot maneuvers from the list below. You can swap one maneuver known whenever you gain a level in the fighter. 7th level, Combat 2. You gain access to more powerful maneuvers. Select one from the list below or any maneuver from an earlier level. 1 additional maneuver from the list below. 7th, and then 10. Select 1 additional maneuver from the list below. Select one. Additional maneuver from the list below. And then finally, select one maneuver from the list below or any maneuver from an earlier level. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Cool, that feels good. Let's just go over these again real quick. Bait and switch until you're when you're adjacent to an allied vehicle of equal or smaller size. As an object interaction, you can switch places with the vehicle, provided you spend at least one you switch places with a vehicle, provided you spend at least one square of movement and the allied pilot is willing. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. As part of a move as part of moving a ship during object interaction, as part of moving a ship, comma, you can switch places with the vehicle, provided you spend at least as part of the as part of the dash action or an object interaction to move a ship you're piloting. You can switch places with the adjacent vehicle, provided you spend at least one square of movement and the allied pilot is willing. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Until the start of your next turn, you or the allied vehicle gain an armor class bonus equal to your proficiency bonus. There you go. Blinding strike. When you hit a target with a ship melee attack, as a bonus action, the target is blinded. The target has the blinded condition until the beginning of your next turn. Crippling strike. When you hit a target with a ship melee attack, as a bonus action, you cripple the target's movement. The target must use the dash action to move. Must use the dash action to move until the beginning of your next turn. Expert deflection. When you take the deflect action as a when you take the deflect reaction detailed in the Spelljammer's Combat and Exploration section, you can roll the pilot check with advantage. So let's look at deflection. That's going to be under ship rolls, and it should be a pilot roll. Pilot actions, deflect. You take the deflect reaction. When the ship is hit by an attack, you can make a pilot check with a DC equal to the attack roll. Succeeding the check turns a hit into a miss. That's a great way to deal with opening volleys. A lot of times when you get into a ship fight, all weapons are going to be loaded, and a ship can fire a full weapon barrage as a single volley. It's most likely that a full barrage is going to have a reload score amongst all those weapons. It's probably going to have a higher reload score than your character is capable of rolling. So it's going to mean that everyone on the ship is going to have to take action economy to help reload all the weapons after that first volley. But that first volley can be devastating. Like, it could be like D6 times 80 damage. It can be insanely high if you're dealing with a fleet. But it's all one attack roll. So your deflect score, the deflect reaction as a part of an open silo is really freaking useful, because if there's a full volley shot at you and you're able to just barrel roll out of it, then you've effectively chewed up the enemy's action economy for the rest of the round, working on getting their weapons back online and oriented to fire at you again. Timer. Thank you. And so that's a great way to dodge out of an attack and to be able to go on the counter attack right away. So there's a lot of catty mousey type of stuff that we have inside of here that's fun to play with. But that's one of them. So expert deflection, you get to pilot check with advantage. Grapple, when you make a pilot check to grapple or break free from a grapple, let's see. When you make a pilot check to let's see. When you grapple, when you how do I want to word this? When you're piloting a ship that grapples an enemy, that grapples a target, when you're piloting a ship and initiate a grapple, the target saves at disadvantage. In addition, when you are grappled, you're piloting a ship that's grappled, you can save to break the grapple. You can roll with advantage when trying to break the grapple. Targeted attacks. Make an attack with a ship melee weapon with advantage. Targeted attack. So you can swap one maneuver for another. In addition, select 3 pilot maneuvers from the list below. You can swap one maneuver known below. You can use the you can use them to your character when they are performing the pilot role. While they are piloting a ship. These are unlimited. You can just do them. They aren't more radical than anything else that you can do in a ship. They're just alternate things that we didn't include in the list of tons of stuff that you could do so that you have cool subclass options. We're limiting your choices so that we can act like giving you choices is a character option. That's typical 5e design principles. So cheers. Targeted attacks. Make an attack. You can use one of your attacks to roll you can use one of your attacks. You can sacrifice one of your attacks to roll a ship melee weapon attack with advantage. Wait, that's 3rd level. Ship object interaction in this game is movement. You use the object interaction to steer the ship to move it. If you don't want to move the ship, you're basically getting steady aim without sacrificing your bonus attack like a rogue would. So that's basically where that comes from. Stay still, attack with advantage. You can use an object interaction when you attack with a ship weapon to roll with advantage. There you go. 7th level maneuvers. You'll now have 2 attacks. You gain access to more powerful maneuvers. Select 1 additional maneuver from the list below, or any maneuver from an earlier level. Anticipate as a reaction to when a target within range of your ship, melee weapon, or while within range of a readied ranged siege weapon that you can see, as a reaction to when a target that you can see makes an attack before they roll to hit, you can make an opportunity attack. There you go. Girded defense. When you choose to take damage as a pilot for your vehicle or as a commander for your crew, either siege or squadron, you can use a reaction to resist the damage you take. A barbarian that's raging won't necessarily need to worry about that, but this is for a fighter. Fighter doesn't have resistance like that normally. Not unless they're being supported by, and that would be the ship. The support action for the ship creates a resistance shield around the vessel to gain resistance to BPS damage. But this is against any type of damage. Precise attack. When you make a melee ship attack against a target with less than full cover, you can use a bonus action to ignore the benefits of cover and make the attack roll with advantage. Looking for it. Hold on. When you make a melee ship attack against a target with less than full cover, you can use a bonus action to ignore and make the attack roll with advantage. That's incredibly dangerous because normally, like a goblin, you normally can't attack a goblin with like a siege weapon if that goblin has any kind of cover. This is negating that cover, and I don't think I necessarily agree with it. Because that cover rule is there specifically so your character doesn't get targeted with a catapult shot, like a mangonel shot, doing D6 times 10 damage and splattering a character if they aren't at least 8th level first. Like, that's actually really important to do that. So I'm liking precise attack less. When you make a melee ship attack, yeah, that's too broken. I can't actually allow that. Shice. Scuttling strike. When you hit with a ship melee weapon attack, you can automatically scuttle the target as described in the SCE. Scuttling is basically basically tripping a ship, but instead of the ship being prone, it potentially knocks everybody on board prone and deals bludgeoning damage to them for being shook around. Redirect as a reaction to when a target within reach of your ship melee weapon that you can see hits you with an attack. You can redirect the attack to another target you can see within normal range of that attack using the same attack roll. Roll with advantage. Let's do this instead. Distant targeting. When you make a ranged ship attack beyond normal range, you don't roll with disadvantage. Very simple. Like a ballista, for example, has a 250-foot range, but you could hit something up to a mile away. Significant difference. Anything from 250 to 5,000 feet in distance can hit in one round, but it's at disadvantage. Yeah, I'm good with that. 10th level, Combat Maneuvers 3. Pilot Maneuvers, Double Strike. When you use your bonus action to make a ship melee attack, you can make 2 attacks. Nice. Layup Shot. When you hit with a ship melee attack, as a reaction, you can command a siege crew to make a ranged ship weapon attack. I like that. Moving target. When a target moves within reach of your ship melee weapons, you can make an opportunity attack against it, even if it is forced movement or the target is using the disengage action. And then strafing attack. When you hit with a ship melee weapon attack, you can shift 1 square in any direction without provoking opportunity attacks. If you change scale of movement during when you shift, you risk inertia shock as described in the SC and E. And then 15th level, Combat Masteries 4. You gain access to even more powerful maneuvers. Select one maneuvers or any of the below. Indestructible. Defense barrier. As a reaction to a source you can see targeting you with an attack, you create a momentary opaque barrier that surrounds your ship, granting you full cover against the attack, causing it to immediately miss unless it ignores full cover. The barrier disappears after the attack. This is like your bubble. There's a support action. Here, I'll show you. There's a support action. Actually, it's a revised. We need to implement it. Ward Ship. It replaces the Blade Ward spell. Blade Ward in 2014 used to grant resistance to BPS, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage of non-magical nature. It was a reaction. No, it was a reaction that granted that BPS until the start of your next turn, and they changed how Blade Ward works in 2024. Now it's just a +2 armor class bonus until the end of your next round. Much less useful. but worthy of a cantrip. Since that changed, and we don't have access to that cantrip anymore to modify your ship, we're just going to hardwire it into the normal actions that a ship support role can perform while they are focusing on an orrery station or on a piloting helm. So normally, so the way that it works now is when you can take effect, you create a temporary magical ward around the ship you are supporting, granting resistance to BPS damage until the beginning of your next turn. In addition, while the ship is warded this way, you can choose to take damage for the ship instead of the pilot, and this is a reaction. So the advanced form of this then becomes defense barrier. As a reaction to a source you can see targeting you with attack, you create a momentary opaque barrier that surrounds the ship. So the air bubble basically becomes a hard shell of magical energy that disappears after the hit. The hit bounces off the shield, and then the shield disperses. Hypertunistic. When you use a reaction to make an opportunity attack, you can make an additional attack against the provoking target as part of the same reaction. Double tapping. And Shocking Surge. When you hit with a ram attack, instead of the normal effects of the ram, you can use a bonus action to force the target pilot to make a saving throw against inertia shock. Oh, I like that. As a detail, it's basically making a saving throw, or they lose focus on the helmet, it becomes dead and has no defenses. That's really strong. It makes sense that that'd be at 15th level. That makes a lot of sense. And then 18 is the top shit. Indestructible. As a bonus action, you can minimize damage taken by the ship you pilot while maintaining concentration. You and your ship gain resistance to all damage, and attacks can't score critical hits. In addition, as a reaction to taking damage, you can dismiss this power to gain immunity to the chosen damage until the beginning of your next turn. You can use this maneuver once, regaining it when you finish a long rest. Let's see. Let's word it like this. While maintaining concentration, while piloting a ship, you can maintain concentration as though you can maintain concentration as though you have cast a 5th level spell. While concentration is maintained this way, you and your ship gain resistance to all damage, and attacks can't score critical hits. In addition, as a reaction to taking damage, you can dismiss this power. In addition, while you are sustaining this maneuver, you can, in addition, while sustaining this maneuver, as a reaction to taking damage, In addition, comma, while you are sustaining this power. Thank you, Tommy Timer. As a reaction to taking damage, that's a horrible sentence. We're going to leave it as is. You can dismiss this power. In addition, while you are sustaining this maneuver, as a reaction to taking damage, to the ship taking damage, you can dismiss this power to gain immunity. You can dismiss this power to grant the ship immunity to the chosen damage until the beginning of your next turn. You can use this maneuver once. If your concentration is broken, concentration is broken, or when you use your reaction to become indestructible. If your concentration is broken, or when you use your this maneuver's reaction, the effects end. You can use this maneuver once, regaining it when you finish a short rest. Unstoppable. When you fail an inertia shock check, or the movement of the ship you're piloting is reduced, you can expend the use of your second wind feature to ignore the inertia shock effect. And the effect or condition or the effect or the condition that is reducing your movement speed. There you go. That's clumsy as fuck, but it's a start anyway. How long have we been doing this? 43 minutes? Okay, great. So we got a little bit of time. Let's see. Art of Ship Combat. Way of Living Ship. Your monk training extends your abilities to pilot a ship as much as your own body. Martial pilot die. When you make a ship melee attack, you can replace the weapon damage die with your martial arts die. Flurry of attacks. When you use your bonus action to make a ship melee weapon attack, you can make 2 attacks instead. Patient defense. You can expend 1 focus point to take the dodge action as a pilot. All attacks against the ship and crew from a source outside the space occupied by your ship rolls with disadvantage. All attacks against the ship and crew from a source outside the space occupied by your ship roll with disadvantage. That is pretty fucking significant. Right, because you can close distance and get inside of your space for like melee combat or fighter ship combat, and this patient defense wouldn't help against that. That's good. Deflect siege attacks. Starting at 3rd level, you can use your reaction to deflect ammunition when your ship is hit by a ranged ship weapon attack using your deflect attacks. Your deflection feature. While piloting a craft up to 50 feet in size, roll a number of martial arts dice equal to your proficiency modifier. When piloting a vessel larger than 50 feet in size, roll a martial arts die and multiply the result by 10. The damage from the attack is reduced by the result of the die roll. There you go. Empowered ship attack. 6. Your strikes extend to your ship while piloting. The power of your strikes extend to your ship while piloting, dealing magical damage, dealing force damage with ship melee weapon attacks. Period. In addition, once during your turn, when you make a ship melee weapon attack with a ram, you benefit from the ramming effect of the vessel of the weapon without having to move the ship first. Oh, that's cool. Empty helm. You can use your bonus action to attune to a spelljamming helm attached to a ship that you can see while you remain attuned and maintain concentration. You can pilot the ship even if you aren't occupying space with or adjacent to the spelljamming helm. You gain the benefit and conditions of being a pilot until you choose to end it, leave the space occupied by the ship, or you lose concentration. If you lose concentration, you can use a bonus action to resume piloting while you are within the space occupied by the ship and powered by the helm. You're attuned to this way. With sails, you can increase the number of squares your ship moves when you take the move action as a pilot. Level 6, 2 extra squares, 3 extra squares, 4 extra squares, 5 extra squares. For example, a ship normally can move 5 squares. A 6th level monk can move 7 squares. 11th level, Siege Bolt. Starting at 11th level, you can hurl bolts of magical force while piloting. You gain a new attack option while piloting a ship that you can use with the attack action. This special attack is a ranged spell attack with a range of 1 mile. You are proficient with it, and you add your piloting modifier to the attack rolls. Its damage is force, and its damage is equal to your martial arts die times 10. When you make an attack on your turn and use the special attack as part of it, you can expend 1 point. You can expend 1 focus point to add 1 additional martial arts die to the damage roll before multiplying the result by 10. And then empty ship. At 17th level, while using the empty helm feature, you can continue to pilot the ship from any distance up to 100 miles away, from any distance up to 100 miles away, up to 100 miles multiplied by your wisdom bonus, minimum 100 miles. If you lose concentration while piloting the ship at a distance, you can spend a bonus action to regain attunement with the ship if it remains within range. In addition, if it remains within range, if it remains visible, if you can see it, and it remains within range. In addition, and is still and it is within range, period. In addition, when you reach 10th level, when you expend for focus points using Perfect Self while piloting a ship, the ship and all occupying its space become invisible, and the ship gains resistance to all damage except force. When you spend 8 ki, when you expend I'm sorry, do monks still have astral projection? If not, I'm going to fucking give it back to them. D&D Beyond. D&DK. Nope. Dunka dunka ba. 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 All right, let's look at the monk again because I honestly don't remember. Monk. Uh-oh. Science point to know, my friends. Yeah, dexterity goes up. Big fucking whoop. At the start of your turn, you can spend 3 focus points to bolster yourself against harm. Except force damage. There is no perfect self. At 17th level, while using the empty helm feature, you can continue to pilot the ship from a distance up to 100 miles. Honestly, that's enough of a capstone feature. I'm cool with that. The Oath of Salvage. The oath calls on paladins to rescue stranded mariners and ships lost in wild space or the astral sea. Tenets. Though intentions may vary, paladins of this oath will follow these tenets. The Law of Salvage upholds the Law of Salvage. First to find has rights to claim anything found adrift. Light in the dark. Always respond to a call for help. Leave no one behind. Never leave a soul to die in space. Here's your oath spells. Good stuff. Channel Divinity, Divine Repair. As a bonus action, you can use your Lay on Hands ability to mend broken ships and structures. Each hit point of healing spent repairs 10 hit points of damage to the target ship or object. Salvager Sight. When you make an ability check using the Insight, Investigation, or Perception skills, when you take the search or study action to make an ability check using the Insight, Investigation, or Perception skills, and you take the scan action, we're going to redefine. It's a scan. That's it. Because we have actions, we have search, we have study. Now we're going to have scan, which is like a space between searching and studying a radar. So let's see where in the document that would fit. It would fit in the exploration chapter. Void tracking. Ori scans, and this is on page 59. 59! Invent the scan action. To sit alongside search and study, to use an Ori station to int-wiz search, perception, insight, perception, investigate, or perception. There. This is going to be easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm actually really fucking thrilled about that. Let's see. So, Salvager's Sight, when you take the scan action to make an ability check using the insight, investigation, or perception skills, while using in order to make a scanning check, you can use the Channel of Divinity feature to change the result of the die roll to 20 for both advantage and disadvantage checks. You can decide to do so after rolling, but before you know the result of the check. Aura of Fresh Air. Starting at 7th level, a bubble of fresh air continuously surrounds you. The aura extends 10 feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover. While in foul air, you can preserve the fresh air within your aura as an action requiring concentration, which can be maintained even while incapacitated. While in foul air, you can preserve the fresh air within your aura as an action. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Any within the aura for a number of hours equal to your wisdom bonus, minimum 1 hour. The aura persists even if you are incapacitated, but the aura ends when you if you die, but not if you are dead, but not if you are dead. Grace of Command. You have advantage on saving throws you make on behalf of any ship or crew under your command. Aesthetic Nimbus at 20th level. As an action, you can emanate an aura of radiant energy that takes the form of an aesthetic. The aesthetic is the giant jellyfish that you can command as a rigor detailed in the monster description. Otherwise, it uses an action to dodge or move as commanded. The aesthetic remains present for as long as you maintain concentration and will remain for 1 hour after. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Alternatively, you can spend a 5th level spell slot to use this feature again. Aesthetics, I think, are 30 feet in size, so they're basically fighter craft. Oh, Ranger, we're down to the Void Hunter. Good. And the Rogue Stunt Pilot, that's cool. We don't have a Sorcerer. We're messing around with the Cleric. We don't have a Wizard yet. Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard, Druid. Oh yeah, we don't have a Druid yet either. Jesus, okay, great. So, okay, I feel like we're pretty much up to date on the subclasses, but Void Hunter, huh? You can make You can take the scan action without focusing on an Ori station. That's honestly pretty powerful. That feels like a 7th level ability, though. I mean, that's intense. Like, you can just pick up on shit within hundreds of miles of you. Just floating around if you want to. It's pretty intense. Let's see. Void Hunter. Let's look at the Ranger again. Ooh. There he is. Let's scroll down. Let's see. I'm sorry, what's favorite enemy do these days? Always have the 100 marks prepared. You can cast it twice without expending a spell slot. What does it do again? Magically mark one creature you can see within range as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra d6 force damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. You also have advantage on any wisdom, perception, and survival checks you make to find it. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can take a bonus action to move the mark to a target you can see. Can last longer with a spell slot at 3rd or 4th level. Concentrate for 5. Jesus fuck. That's horrible. That's just so not worth it. Let's see. You magically mark one creature you can see within range as your quarry. Thinking things through. One hour duration. Okay, Hunter's Mark. Void Hunter, let's go with, I'm not sure what it's called yet. Let's go with it's not like Keen Senses. Scanning, you can take the scan action without focusing on an orrery station. God, that's intense. Cunning scan. Sure, let's call it Cunning Scan. It's a horrible title. Let's see. While piloting or focusing on an orrery station, you can target a ship or creature you can upcast. What's the word I'm looking for? Hold on. You can amplify the Hunter's Mark spell to a range of 1 mile without expending additional spell slots, and you can, and while focusing on an orrery, you don't have to maintain concentration on the spell. Hey, I like that. That's good. Amplified Mark. Cunning Scan. Fuck, what was it called? Deft Explorer. Fighting Style. Roving. Deft Scanner. Deft Scanning. There you go. No, wait. There you go. Intuitive Scanning. And then 11th level. Let's see. What's some cool shit that comes in? Tell me more about roving. I just feel like I'm pilfering abilities here. I kind of like it. Your speed increases by 10 feet while you aren't tireless. Temp HP. Nature's Veil. You can give yourself the invisible condition until the end of your next turn. Precise Hunter, as you gain advantage on attack rolls. Epic Boon, Foe Slayer. I feel like Nature's Veil is a strong contender. And Tireless. Tireless Focus. How about that? While focusing on an orrery station, on a helm or orrery station, you don't need to eat. You don't need to drink, eat, or sleep. While focusing on a helm or orrery station, you don't need to eat, drink, or sleep. In addition, there. Perpetually sustainable. All you gotta do is just stay in your seat and fly, boy. Nice. I like that. I like that a lot. That's fucking crazy cool. And then the last thing is the Veil, right? Nature's Veil. Nature's Veil. Let's call it Astral Veil. And you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Let's call it Void Cloak. Oh, wait, you know what? Honestly, I like the idea of Tireless Focus being 15. And then Void Cloak being Capstone. So, Void Cloak. You can, while piloting, you can take the hide action to conceal your ship from detection by Ori scanner. The naked eye. Or the naked eye. Even if there's no regardless of whether there's an object to conceal your presence or not. While piloting, you can take the hide action to conceal your ship from detection by Ori scans or the naked eye, even if there's no object, just Ori scans, from detection by Ori scans, even if there's no objects to conceal your presence behind. There we go. That feels good. Simple. I like it. You're going to need a spell list, though, buddy. Level. Bonus spells. And we'll figure out what that shit is when we get to it. Ranger, Rogue. Ranger's done. Circle of the Wayfinder. Yeah, Sojourn. And then divination. Druid. Circle of the Wayfinder. So let's take this. Pluck them. Bring them up. Paladin, Monk, Fighter, Bard, Barbarian, Cleric, Druid, just give you a little bit of space here. Let's do a Druid, and then Monk, Ranger, Rogue. Pact of the Dead Gods. I fucking love that. Because dead gods float in the astral sea. That's so cool. All right, that's it. We're done for now. We're going to be back. Let's see. Tomorrow is Saturday. Catterday. So we're going to continue working on Magic the Gathering 5e color magic conversion. We'll probably work on the Theros background, the Theros backgrounds, and the revised Renown for Strixhaven and Ravnica. And if we have time, we'll build out more segments of the Mega Dungeon. Our playtesting is, we've officially locked in Monday nights as our playtest for the Martial Power System for level 3 to 10. That is officially going to start on December 2nd. This upcoming Monday, the 25th, I'm going to have an open mic on my Discord channel, which is linked down below. To just be a Q&A session for anyone that's ahead of the curve. December 2nd will be our session 0 for making sure everybody's built out and understands the rules and just build some camaraderie, you know, pizza party. And then the official start of the campaign will be the 9th. What is our holiday calendar looking like? So, Monday the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. I plan, so this will be level 3, possibly level 4. And then into January 6, 13, 2027, we'll get through 4th level probably by then. And then 5th level in February, and possibly starting 6th level on the 24th. Definitely into 6th level, possibly 7th level in March on the 24th to 31st. 7th level, probably getting to 8th level in May, and then 9th level through May, and then we'll cap off. We'll probably stop the campaign at 9th level, unless we're really having fun. We want to cap it off, but the intention, I guess, is to stop at 9th level at the end of May, and at that point, we should have had enough run through of different options here to see how all the first and second tier game plays. I'm already confident with the 4th tier of play, with the 16th to 20th level campaign that I ran. I'm already content with the mechanics that we have there. So this playtest is mainly for just the low levels to make sure that everything curves smoothly, and to see how the new 2024 encounter guidelines scale against the martial power character abilities. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope to see everybody tomorrow morning. It'll be 9 a.m. in Seattle Pacific time, or noon on New York East Coast America Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here from roughly 9, maybe 9:30 till noon, and then I'll be back Monday morning to do more work. We'll be back Monday night at 7 o'clock to have our final Monday night episode, where we'll be working probably on Mega Dungeons for the playtest. So stay tuned, and then we'll start having either Monday or Wednesday lunch times to compensate for losing Monday nights. So that's it for now, guys. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks a lot for checking this stuff out. I'll see you soon.